Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. My name is George, and I'm here of course to educate, to elevate and to motivate you to be able to make better financial decisions, to be able to do better planning. And as regards to that, of course today I'm talking about a solar system, a cost-effective solar system that we will be able to install. Might you be desiring to go off-grid? Of course, there are many benefits going off-grid, over and above going green, cutting down costs from the utility, having cheap power, to having control of when there are blackouts, you still have power. So the system that I'm talking about, of course, is a 290 watt solar array. So the panels are 290 watts. The system is able to produce 2 kilowatt hours of power per day. So this system has been in installation for around a year, and the total cost of the system is 600 USD or 60,000 Kenya shillings. The system that I'm talking about consists of the following: a 290 solar panel array, like I mentioned, a battery system, a 150 ampere hours 12 volt battery, a charge controller, a 15 amp charge controller, and the other one is an inverter, of course, an 800 watt inverter. Wiring, of course, I need the skills of somebody to install it, so a qualified solar technician, and transport services. The total cost is 600 USD. So the reason I came up with the system is we wanted to have a solar system for my mom, chiefly because the costs that I was being given by the utility were around 650 USD, around 65,000, to be able to install grid power into her house. However, I was able to get a reasonable system that produces 2 kilowatts of power, which is the kind of power that she uses in the house normally, without having high consuming devices and water heating and cooking with electricity. She only needs the 2 kilowatts. So I was able to get a system that can produce that much power with the 600 USD as the only cost implication beforehand. So the system basically powers the following items. One is a fridge, 120 watt fridge and freezer, small fridge and freezer, sufficient for a small family. A 150 watt television, 8 5-watt bulbs that are in use for 4 hours. The fridge is in use full time. The TV is in use for 4 hours per day. Then there's a solar pump. The solar pump, the water pump pumps water from the tank to another tank on the roof of the house, and then feeds water down to the taps via gravity. So the system pumps water once a week to a 1,000 liter water tank, 15 minutes of pumping. The system is 370 watt pump, 0.5 horsepower pump, and is able to give us around 600 liters within that duration, sufficient for use for a week. Again, the system is able to save us around 2 kilowatts of power in Kenya, valued at 16 US cents per kilowatt hour, or 16 shillings. Is able to save us 32 shillings every day, or 32 cents USD, and in a month it is able to save us around $9.60 in terms of electricity charges. And because the system costs 600 USD and is able to generate 2 kilowatts of power and able to save us $9.60, the system will pay for itself in 5 years, 4 months. Again, I say 5 years, 4 months. That's pretty good payback period. Just other systems, bigger systems, are able to repay themselves within 7 years or so, or thereabout. So it is relatively a good system. The reason I chose to post this is because when we are looking for a system, the only information we could be able to get on how to size our system was information from regions outside the tropics. For the regions outside the tropics, the information that I got was of bigger systems with bigger storage, which is not really relevant for our side of the world. And talking to the people, of course, this information is relevant to the people in the tropics, the people in Central America, in the north of South America, in Sub-Saharan Africa, apart from South Africa and Lesotho, and to the people in Northern Australia, to the guys in Indonesia, Papua New Guinea, and the Oceania regions. This system will be able to work sufficiently. Why would it be able to work? Of course, it's because we have quality sun year-round. For us in Kenya, we're able to get 7 hours of energy of sunlight averagely every day of the year. Therefore, we're able to produce the 2 kilowatts of power. This, of course, reduces the amount of solar panels that we need. It also reduces the amount of storage that we must have in order to sustain the system. Of course, if you live off the tropics, you will need much bigger storage to take care of the dark winters and the times when there is no sun on highly overcast days. Then this system is sufficient for the people in the tropics. So if your costs or if your usage is of course 2 kilowatt hours per day, then this system will be sufficient for you. I'll break down the cost of the components. We have 50 shillings or 50 cents per watt for the solar array. So for the 290, coming to an approximately 150 USD. For the charge controller, it was coming to around 7,000 shillings, 7 USD. For the inverter, it was coming to around 8,000 for the 800 watt inverter, or around 8 USD. Then the other one is for the battery. It is a lead acid battery. Again, lead acid battery, they are usually cheaper but require to be able to be checked. Again, this is a sealed lead acid battery, 150 ampere hours, 12 volt battery. Of course, we had to do wiring for the house. The system is able to, you are able to use a system with normal house wiring that you do when you are connected to the grid. So there is no additional costs of wiring. Again, maintenance wise, the system is self-maintaining. The panels are oriented in a way that they are self-cleaning. Of course, because we are on the equator, we do not need to elevate or show or have the panels facing either the north or south direction. Because we are in the equator, you only need a small angle to be able to do the self-cleaning, so that when wind comes or when rainfall falls on the panels, they're able to clean themselves. So the system is self-cleaning with little maintenance. Again, it is for my mother, who has little technical knowledge on electricity matters, but it is generally self-cleaning. So this system will be able to save you on power, and will be able to pay for itself in 5 years and 4 months. So this is the information I wanted to share with you. If you have any questions, if you have any queries, if you have any suggestions, please comment.